Hey you guys, it's your girl Kristen here. I'm a licensed esthetician, a freelance makeup artist, a YouTuber, an entrepreneur, a mother. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time checking your girl out. Thank you so much for taking the time to view this video. It is Thanksgiving. You guys hear any noises in the back? My family is here and I'm filming this before we head out to dinner. Don't mind some of the noises in the background. I'm really excited to film this video for you guys. If you guys haven't checked out my last video, I talked to you guys about a little giveaway that I'm doing, so make sure you check out my last video so you guys can enter in for that giveaway. I decided to extend it a little longer so that more of you guys can enter to win that. Back to the point, I am doing a Q&A video. I've been enjoying doing these about once a month now to address your guys' questions. You guys asked some really great questions, so I want to make sure that other viewers and subscribers can hear those questions and my answers to them. If you're new, you might be wondering, oh, who is this chick? What does she know? To give you a little bit of background to me, I have been in this industry for about 4 years now, and I've had my license for going on 3 years, and I went from working at an office job to going to beauty school while working full-time, transitioned out of the office job and went to a spa. Now I'm working for myself. I've been taking you guys along with me in this journey. I'm completely new to this. I've always wanted to work for myself. Now actually being in the trenches, I have been sharing with you guys all of my experiences. So go ahead and just browse through my channel, hit that subscribe button, especially if you're also an esthetician or somebody who's in beauty school. Maybe you're checking out the industry, you want to know more about what it's like to be an esthetician. This video will be very informative for you, and go ahead and check out my other 2 Q&As that I've done, because those are also very informative as well. But without further ado, let's get into this video. How you guys doing? Your girl took a little bit more time to get ready today. I did my hair. I put on this sweater that I got from Target, in case you're wondering where it's from. I really thought it was cute. But today, what the hell is in my eye? Today is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving. By the time you guys see this, it'll be past Thanksgiving, but I really hope that you guys were able to have a safe, small little gathering with family. And even if you're by yourself, I hope you guys, popped a little bottle of wine or something, and especially more so just thought about what you're grateful for. And I know this year has just been crazy. I really believe that in order to get through tough times, we have to stick together. I did take some time to go through some of these questions that you guys asked, and I want to address the first one right off the bat that I've been getting multiple questions, and that is for you guys who are in beauty school right now, or just graduated beauty school, or just starting out in the industry. A lot of you guys have been asking me, what can I be doing right now? It's been really difficult to find a job, nobody's hiring, or I'm doing virtual school, I don't feel like I'm getting very much out of it. What do you suggest? I really sat down and thought about this, because this is just such an unfortunate situation, and it's so unique. Like, nobody in the entire world has ever experienced this kind of global pandemic since like the early 1900s. Even back then, were they confronted with the problems and the issues that we're facing today? Man, my heart goes out to you. I know it's been really difficult to cope with being an online student, with trying to find a job and nobody's hiring. And then, the reason why I went solo is because I was working for a spa, and I was like, well, I don't want to work in a place that I feel like I'm going to be being around more people, being in my own space. I had a little bit more control, and thankfully I had about 3 years of experience under my belt to help me to move forward. And that's what inspired me to make these videos for you guys, because I really do believe that if you are in that situation right now, that you need to be educating yourself however you can. Maybe pick up your school book and just reread all the chapters. I've realized that as I've worked for myself, that it's easy to forget kind of the basics. And so I want to challenge you guys and myself to just go back and reread some of your old textbooks, your old notes, your old quizzes, tests. Just refresh your memory on just the basics of what it means to be an esthetician, what we do, because I think that the foundation needs to be strong in order to be a strong esthetician, because there's so many avenues that we could go as an esthetician, and that's a beautiful thing about what we do. Take the time right now to really just re-educate yourself, brush up on the basics, go over products and ingredients. I think that that's something that I would like to brush up on. If you guys are already working with a particular skincare line, a lot of them have really, really great resources. And if you don't know where to find them, then just email your rep and say, hey, you know, do you have any webinars that you're doing? Do you guys have any manuals that I can download? I know Glymed, one of the skincare lines that I've been using, has a great education program, and I've been just taking the time to kind of reread on some things. And yeah, I think it's just really important to keep yourself going, keep your mind fresh. The thing that you could be doing, and I've touched on this before in other videos, is that you could be working on your friends and your family. If you're comfortable with that, I know we're all trying to stay socially distanced and healthy. Maybe it's somebody you live with or know somebody else has been tested, and if they're willing to be on your table, and say you don't even have a setup. You know, before I was working out of my little room here in my house, my grandma's house. I didn't have anything fancy. All I had was my table, which is pretty affordable. My Esthetician room tour, I've given you guys all the links to the things that I've purchased, so make sure you check that out. I can go ahead and link my Amazon storefront for you guys, so you guys can check out some of the equipment that I use. But what I started with is I just started with my massage table, a couple of sheets, basic skincare supplies, and really just get somebody on your table and work on your technique. Maybe there's some like new hand movements you want to try. Maybe you want to practice your massage. Get somebody else's feedback. I think it's really important to do that. And even if I guess you can't work on a person, then whip out the doll head. There's a lot of things you could be doing to just practice, getting yourself nice and strong, keep yourself healthy. I'm trying to think what else I would be doing in your situation. I mean, part of it is you watching this video. I really, really hope to continue to make these for you guys. I'm putting it out there in the universe. 2021, I would like to do a virtual mentoring program. Just stay positive. I think that's the best thing you can do, is just to keep trying. If you don't get a job tomorrow, maybe you'll get one next month. Just keep trying, keep networking to the people that you know, see if anybody's hiring. And I was gonna do a separate video on this because I feel like it's a whole topic in itself, and I already feel like I'm going on a tangent. When I first started beauty school, I was working my 9 to 5 still. I kept that job for 3 years. It only took me about a year into it to figure out that it wasn't what I wanted to do, but it was what was paying the bills, it was what was keeping me stable, it was what was working at the time. So my suggestion is maybe you didn't want to hear this, but you might need to get a job that is not relevant, that is just going to put food on the table, that's going to keep you going, because you need that. You need some stability, and until you're ready, until the world's ready to give you that opportunity, you might need to venture into something just temporarily to keep yourself afloat. And while you're doing that, while you're, you know, just making your income from another job, then on the side, you know, start doing my suggestions, like working on family and friends, educating yourself, practicing on that doll head, rereading your books, just keeping your mind fresh. That's all we can do. I wish I could wave a magic wand and provide a job for you and magically come up with this program for you. It's gonna take time. And I know for me, I was confronted with that with this whole pandemic. I had to think, you know, oh my gosh, if I can't go back to the spa, I need to figure something out. And that's why I started YouTube. That's why I started thinking about working for myself, because I was like, I have to be innovative. I have to think ahead. Maybe for you, it's starting a YouTube channel. Maybe in the future, when the time's right, it is working for yourself. But for those of you who don't have necessarily that experience just yet, I would highly recommend not just jumping into your own business. I think it's just gonna take time. I've shared with you my whole story, but again, I worked a 9 to 5 and a few other jobs for a long time. Don't rush the process. I believe the universe, God, whatever you believe in, gives you what you're ready for. And when it happens, it makes so much more sense. And you're gonna be so glad that you waited and that you were patient, because things will fall into place, I promise you. Let's move on to the next question. I don't wanna make this video all about that. I wanna answer some of your other questions. I got this recent question from Fab with Tab. Okay, this may be a duh question, but at my school, we wash the sheets after every client. Do you wash your blankets every time a client lays on them, or do you take them off and just use the sheets? Yes, of course. And you're not the only one who's asked that, actually. Yes, I change the sheets after every single person. Sometimes actually I don't even put the blanket on there at all. If it's not a cold day and the person doesn't really need it, I actually just use the sheets, and then I ask them, hey, are you cold? Do you want an extra blanket? And if they say yes, then I'll give them the extra blanket. But most of the time they're fine. I have the little table warmer, so I don't feel like I need to change the blanket every single time, but I do wash it pretty frequently just to make sure it's still like fresh and doesn't have stuff on it. But yes, I do wash my sheets. I wash them with regular detergent and bleach. So I use white sheets so that it's easy and I can bleach the heck out of them. So Courtney Johnson, hi. Starting esthetician school next month and plan on doing my own thing after school. What are some great items I could put on my Christmas wish list for my business? That's such a good question. Okay, so I guess a couple of new little toys that I've been playing with have been the BT Sonic, which is a skin scrubber silicone exfoliator. I've been enjoying that. And the BT Micro helps with exfoliation, serum penetration, extractions. I really feel like those are some cool tools to use. I'm trying to think what else. More retail, more skincare products. I've really been enjoying all the products that I've been using. If you want to know what I have on my retail shelves and what I have in my back bar, make sure you watch those videos. I'll link them down below. I think just always reinvesting into your business. If you can get somebody to give you like a Visa gift card, because most of the time your friends and family won't be able to access those professional brands, but if they can give you just money toward the business, that'd be great. Man, if you have somebody who wants to buy you your steamer, any of the equipment, you know, that your table, check out my Amazon storefront down below, because those are all the equipment that I use in my room, and maybe it's something somebody else can purchase for you. Jay Var, what do you think is a fair price range to charge your close friends and family? Ooh, that's a good question. I think that there is a fine line that is very hard to determine when it comes to your friends and family. For me, I definitely give my family a little bit of perks because, you know, like my cousin, my aunt, they helped me out with my studio, so I gave them a free service. I also had them be facial models for me in a video, so it was a trade in a sense, for work and for help with things. If you have a family member that has done something really nice for you, then I would say, you know, what better gift than to give them a facial or give them a service. Now with friends, I definitely would be a little bit more like wary of that, because I think people might try to take advantage, and I think on the level of friendship might make a difference. Like my best friend from high school that I've known for 10 plus years, I would probably give her a discount. But somebody that, you know, you're just cool with and you haven't maybe talked to in like a couple years, and they just were like, hey, what's up, you know, can I come get a service? I mean, I've had a lot of friends come in and I've charged them full price and they've paid me full price. So that's really your call. I would definitely probably be a little bit more lenient with family, and then friends is kind of a little bit more strict in my opinion. Lauren Anderson, how did you decide which product line to carry in your business? It all seems overwhelming. There's so many great brands. It's a great question. I particularly went with Image because I had worked with Image in beauty school, so I was familiar with it. I really enjoyed how they smelled, how they worked. I felt like I really liked them on my skin. Eminence is another line that I started out with, and that was a line that I had worked with at my spa. So all really because it was familiar to me that I started with those. But I have been exploring outside of that, and what I've been doing is if they offer samples, I purchase the samples or trial sizes first and actually use them on myself. I really like to get personal with these products because I don't really like selling or putting things on other people that I wouldn't put on myself. Actually, I ask my clients feedback as well about products and services. That could be a way that you could gauge what line you want to go with. Now I've gotten another question before, and I don't know which video it's on, but somebody asked, would it be better to go with one skincare line or mix and match? My answer is, of course, it's your personal preference, but I feel like, and this is how I like to think about it, is what's in your skincare cabinet? Is it one brand or is it multiple? And I find that a lot of people are using different things from different brands. And with makeup too, I feel like I enjoy my setting powder from Laura Mercier, and I enjoy my eyeliner from Urban Decay. So there's other brands that do things better than others or have different formulas that you might like. Because a lot of the brands have similar products, but they're not all the same. You kind of need to just try them out and see which ones you like better than other brands. and that's how I felt like I've picked what I like to go with. So I do mix and match. I don't just stick with one skincare line. I think that that's okay, because I mean, if you look at my skincare cabinet, I'm using things from Image, I'm using things from Glymed, from Eminence, you know, it's all mixed up. So I really don't think that there's a problem with using multiple things in your treatments. Okay, Alicia, how many of each product did you buy when you first started off, and how often were you ordering? I bought a lot. Just know that your products and your retail are gonna be the biggest chunk that you're gonna be investing in. Check out my BACKBAR video. It's very specific, and I do plan on doing an updated BACKBAR video really soon. I ordered what I needed to get through a basic facial. So that means cleansers, an exfoliator, something for massage, extraction tools, extraction solutions if you use that, masks, and then finishing products. I think you need to just start with the basics, and then once you're getting that money coming in and you can invest in more, then do more. And I know that's pretty much my approach. Is I had a certain budget. I got my marketing and budgeting video. You'll see how much exactly I set aside for when I first opened. And once I purchased what I could with my budget, then once I started bringing in money with the services, then I started investing into more. Now I'm getting a lot of questions on where am I getting my products. So I've answered this in another video, but I feel like I keep getting the same question. But in order to get in touch with Image, Glymed, any of those professional brands, you just need to contact them directly. Shoot them an email, call their hotline, say, hey, I'm a licensed esthetician, I want to get set up with a professional account. How can I do that? And then they will help you with that. So don't go straight on their website and go and purchase retail products. You can get professional size products from Image, from Glymed, from Skin Scripts, all those brands. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I don't know why it's so confusing, but yeah, just contact the company directly. Tamika Adele, thank you, Kristen. What are your thoughts on having a Facebook group, Facebook page? Do you think having a group for your clients based on your business is overkill? I think it's more so up to you, what you feel like you can handle. I know for me, I wouldn't necessarily be able to manage another social media platform. I do have a Facebook, I'm just not using it a ton. But if that's your clientele and what works, I know certain age groups really work better with Facebook versus Instagram. So if your clientele is much more savvy with Facebook, then for sure go ahead and make that Facebook page. If you have the bandwidth to manage that, then I'd say go for it. But if it's not something you can keep up with long term, then I wouldn't even start it. But that's up to you. But I think that that's another great resource. Okay. Isa BB, do you have a particular schedule or set day for lashes, facials, and makeup? I don't have specific days for certain services. I know some people do that, but I find that it's a little complicated to do that, because then all your clients usually have different schedules, and so if you were to limit them to a certain day, that might make it a little harder for you to get clients to book those services. But I know usually like makeup clients are mainly on the weekends. I try to recommend to my clients to let me know at least 4 to 6 weeks in advance, because I've just been getting so booked up on Saturdays for facials and other services. So if somebody wants me to do their makeup and it's in the morning on a Saturday, I tell them like, hey, you need to let me know way ahead of time so that I can set that time aside. But that's really the only day that I find is particular for a certain service, which is Saturdays and Sundays for makeup. But other than that, I think facials, lashing, and all that fall into any day really. Okay, so I have a question from Emmeline Hartz. Hope I said that right. But how do you start looking for a space to operate your business out of? I'm an esthetician considering opening my own place. I have talked about this before, but where I looked for my space was Craigslist. Craigslist is really great, even though it seems kind of sketchy. So be careful, be smart when it comes to looking for places. Make sure it's legit. Yeah, I used Craigslist. I know that you can also ask family and friends. Surprisingly, a lot of people that you know have connections. So talk to your neighbors, your family, your friends, if they know anybody renting out office spaces. And I know a lot of people have been a little innovative lately. They've opened up a little like room in their backyard, or they've remade a room in their house. I asked this earlier that I did start in my grandmother's house. I just set up my table. I didn't redecorate it at all. I just literally had the table with my light, with a few products, my lashing stuff, and that's where I started, out of this house. Make it work. You don't necessarily need to start off with something really fancy and cute, even though that's what we all want. In order to get to that place, you need to get your experience going and just getting people on your table. All right, guys, I think that does it for this video. I hope I addressed some of the things that you were wondering. I know I kind of went on a little tangent in the beginning, but I feel like I've gotten a lot of questions regarding what to do during this time, and I hope I was able to give you a little bit of clarity. Again, I wish I could make it all go away and all better. This is just a time that we're gonna have to ride out together, and I will be making sure I start to work on that program. I do want to take on some mentees and do something virtual to start. And if you're in my area, I do plan on doing some sort of in-person training as well. Thank you again so much, you guys, seriously, for your support. Hit the thumbs up for this video, give it some love, and make sure you check out my last video so that you can enter in for that giveaway. As always, I will see you guys next Sunday with a new video, and I'll talk to you guys then.